In the book file, we have some content. User file have some content. Now this user data as well as book data, both should come in dashboard. User have few records, books have few records. Since this data we have sent to a store, this content has gone to a store. So from a store we can fetch the data and we can display under the dashboard. That is the next work. So come to the dashboard.js file. In dashboard.js file, in dashboard.js file, this RC folder sent in chat. You can open that and use that. So we'll open the dashboard file, and in dashboard file, we require to import. In the dashboard file, we require to import use selector only, because in dashboard you are going to only display the data. You are not going to delete the data, you are not going to ask anything from user, you are going to display the data. In which file? Dashboard file. In dashboard file, we are going to display the data. Import use selector. After that, come down. Right below called let variable name. Your all user equal to use selector state, then a state dot user list. So this is fetching the data from a store. Fetching data from a store. Fetching data from a store. Right below again, let all book equal to use selector state dot book list. State dot book list. Okay, written. Now come down again. Follow the division. Class name equal to container empty5. You can write inside, follow the division. Class name equal to row inside the division. Call LG 12. Inside that H1 data from Redux store. Data from Redux store. Data from Redux store. Okay, so now dashboard file should look like this. Data from Redux store. User list will also we need to bring there. Next, we have to copy the table of user from the user page. From user.js file, from user.js file, okay, so go to so this much is done. Now we'll go to the user file, and in user file, we have one table. There we have displayed the list of users. That table you copy. From user component, copy the table where you are displaying that, where you are displaying that list of users. Copy this table, because similar table we required in dashboard. Similar table we required in dashboard. So copy that table to table, come to the dashboard file and paste here. And then remove the delete button. Delete button is not required. Remove the delete button. Remove the X and TH also. And this user list you have to change to all user. All user, because all user is our variable name in this file. Variable name is all user, that is holding the user list. Modify this table. Table to table you modify. And then let's see, data is listing or not. Okay, book added, table to table is modified. Let us check now. Data is coming here. The same user that we have inside the user grid, same user is coming in the dashboard also. That represent our data is coming from the store file. That represent data is coming from the store file. Data is coming from the store file. Getting the list? Yes, no. You can go to the user file. See, in the dashboard, we don't have any delete option. We have only serial number and name we displayed here. Same table structure, but the data, same table structure, data is coming from the store file. This data is coming from the store file. Right, but 2% selected. I can give you the dashboard file completely. We have fetched the data of this one from the store and kept under the all user. We fetched the data from a store and kept under the all book. Because your component is sending the data to a store, a Redux store. And if the data gone to a store, within project, anywhere you can call it and you can fetch, you can display. So if you want to call in some other component, how you can call? We have to call the use selector, and with the help of use selector, we can call it easily. With the help of use selector, we can call it easily. Okay, with the help of use selector, we can call it easily. Now let's come for the all book. So in book reducer also we have created one table yesterday. Same table you copy. Same table you copy from the book.js file. In book.js file you have a table, copy that and paste under the dashboard. After this table we can paste the table from the book.js file. After this table, Okay, hope added. Now action is not required in this file. Delete the action. Delete the button. Last button, only display part is required. So in this page, you are only displaying the data. Action, delete we are not doing from this file. You can say this is the user list and this is called book list. How many books you have in the book page? Same book will come under the dashboard also. How many users you have in a user, that will come under the dashboard. That is the feature of Redux. Redux is like you store your data one place, capture your data from user one place, and give to me. I will maintain your data throughout the project. You can access anytime, anywhere from the anywhere you can access from the okay. Oh, printing. Now we have one more functionality pending that is related to this. See, once we refresh the page, data will go. Redux is not going to hold your data if you refresh the page. Rahul added, Ajit added, Mohit added, 3 users I added. I'll go for the books. HTML, price 400, quantity 2, save it, CSS, price 800, quantity 7, JavaScript, quantity price 5000, to save. So these all are the data of book component. It's coming here. It is communicating with the store. This is the data of user component sending and receiving from the store. And this is the dashboard where you have data from the Redux store. User is separate as well as book is separate. If working, then let me know. We can work on next part that is called API. Getting the data from API and displaying inside the page. API data we will get from the api.js file. We have API. Go to the api.js file. In this, import the import the React, comma, use state, comma, use effect from React Next, after this, you will come down below, write a let user list, not user, customer list, comma, update customer, use effect, simple array, simple array. Next, after this, after that, you will write a function called const get, const get data, fat arrow function you can cover. Inside the fat arrow function, we can write again fetch method, and you need to search this URL. Search this URL, JSON placeholder URL. I hope you remember JSON placeholder user URL. JSON placeholder users URL that we have used many times. Search that. I will share you in the chat. JSON placeholder users URL. Then response. Then response.json. Again. Then data array. Data array. Data array you will assign to update customer, and via update customer, this data array will go to the customer list. We will call below use effect. Under use effect, we can call that get data, this one, comma, as a 1. Right, so complete this. Okay, wrote till here. Next, after that, come down and print the list of these users. Division ID equal to container. Inside the container, H1 is the right.
Sir, in line number 4, was that expected to be use state or use effect itself?
Where line number?
4, 4.
Line number 4.
Yeah.
This will be use state. This will be use state. Next data from API. There you will print customer list dot length. Customer list dot length. Now please check now. Are we getting the length? It will get the length of users. It's a display here called 10. Container we don't have anywhere. We have a class name called container. Since bootstrap we have followed, so we don't have ID. We have a class called container. Inside the container class, now for this you can write a class name equal to extra icon center. Okay, so you got the length. Now we need to run the loop and display the remaining things. So row we can write below. Class name equal to row. Under this row we can write the map, and under that map we can write customer list dot map, customer comma yes, the return a division, class name for hyphen lj hyphen 4, 4 or 3, you can keep 3, md4 division, h4 or maybe h5, customer dot name paragraph customer dot email paragraph customer dot address dot city customer dot address dot city. For this 4 you have to write key property. Yes. So in one line it will display your total. Four values. Okay, so added. You can see data are printing here successfully. For user details, not for user, 10 user details. This row empty 5 we can use. You will have proper gap from top side. Something wrong. Row space empty 5. So look like this. So on page load, this data came from API. But same data we want to access in the dashboard also. Same data we want to access in the dashboard also. So in dashboard again you have to write the fetch function. Right. So instead of that, we will give this data to a store. And a store will hold the data. And after that, when we required somewhere else, when we required in other component like dashboard component, we can call from the store. Instead of calling from the server, we can call from the store directly. Instead of calling from the server, we can call from the store. Check now, run once. Right, able to display the data. Let me know, yes, no, then we can come to the again Redux part. No one? I'll move next then. So here we have data is coming just below to that in a division tag. In a division tag, we'll write a class equal to text center. This is the React, not Redux, what we are writing as of now. The React only. From here, you will send the data to Redux. Button save in a store. Save in a store. Save in a store. Last name btn hyphen danger btn hyphen lg. Save in store. एडिट काम कर रहा है और रिफ्लेक्ट भी नहीं हो रहा है 5 मिनट में जी मैं 4:30 तक करते हैं 4:30 को निकलते हैं क्योंकि बहुत ट्रैफिक हो रहा है एडिट एडिट काम कर रहा है हाँ तो निकल सकते हैं कर लेते हैं आते हैं 10-5 मिनट सर जैसे हमने हेडर लिख के कहा ना तो उसमें एरर क्यों हो रहा है ये सभी तो मैंने बॉटम में रख दिया घर में का ट्राई करते हैं So hope your data is coming. जी sir. No, I'm talking to this people. Now we'll click on a store. So this API data will go to the store. So to send this data to a store, we have to call here import use dispatch. Use dispatch from React Redux. Use dispatch from the React Redux. Use dispatch. Now come down. Create a object of use dispatch. Const. Not const, let. Dispatch dispatch equal to use dispatch. Next, write a function called const save. Inside the save, you will create a variable dispatch data. Under the dispatch data, you will write called type colon save API and API and all data colon this data. Which data? Customer list. After that, we'll call here dispatch, and inside the dispatch, we need to pass this dispatch data. Complete array you are sending. An alert, okay, data sent to store. Data sent to store. Now this save function you need to call on button click. On click you will call save button. On click we will call the save button. So once you click on, data will come from the backend on load. When your page is loading, data will come from the backend. Okay. When the page is loading, data will come from the backend. But once the data is coming from the backend, then data displayed. We want this data should get shared in other component also. So this data we send to the store. This data we send to the store. Okay. This data we send to store. After that, from a store we can fetch and we can display anywhere. So complete this code, saving the function and calling this. Button click check like alert is coming or not. If alert is coming, then further we can do something next. You can message me also once. Will come in 2 minutes. Just write it completely. Yes, so hope we have written. One person replied saying like working. What about others? When you click on, when you come to the API, your API data appear here by default. When you click on save, alert will come, data sent to store. Data sent to store. Data sent to store. Shall we move next or wait here? Okay, now data is dispatching to a store. We have to go to the reducer, that is called API reducer. So come to the API reducer. In API reducer again, we require that state and action. In API reducer, we require a state and action. And also you required object.assign action and state. Object.assign action and state. Those two things you required to take. Then right below if action.type equal to save API. What we have written here? We have written save API. Then you can see here all data in the sense complete array. Save API, then all data, save API, triple equal to you can apply. Okay, then you will write data array equal to action dot all data. You are not sending one by one, you are sending all array together. You are sending all array together. So we have to just assign. Data array was the empty by default. In that we assign the list of array. Assigning list of array items. List assigning complete array data to assigning complete array data. Assigning complete array data. Okay, so done this file. Let me share you this if condition or maybe all the content of this file. All the content of this file is sent to your chat. Right, now come to the again dashboard file. This data we need to display in dashboard. This data we need to display in dashboard. This data we need to display in dashboard. So API list is the name of the reducer. Come to the dashboard file and again write in the beginning, let API data equal to use selector. A state will come inside, then a state dot API list we need to call. It will give the data from the API. Complete data. It will give complete data. Okay. API list, API data we called. Now come down. After this table, a row is closed, 12 is also closed. Now create another 12. Another row you create. Class name row. MT5. Division. Class name. Call hyphen LG hyphen 12. Text hyphen center. H3. API data from store. API data from store. Correct. Dot length you print. It will display inside the page. Okay, getting the length. So we'll go to the dashboard and we can see here length is 0 IF now. I'll go to the API, then I'll click on save to a store. Right now I'll come to dashboard, still 0. Do I need to refresh once? API, send to a store, dashboard. Now it is coming. You have to refresh the page once. Refresh the page once, then you will see API data will appear here. We can print the list below. Please check once. Are you getting the length? Length will come. Wait 5 minutes. I will finish. Then I will send you complete SRC folder. Then again in API.js file, we have written the map today. So this entire flower bracket to curly bracket you can copy. Copy this complete section. And in dashboard file, after the call LG12, you paste again. This is from the API.js file. There you have to change the array name customer list.map. You can copy this code from the API.js file, paste here and change API data.map. API data.map. API data.map. Okay, so hope you added that. See now it will give the list of data. This is the API data that is coming. This is API data that is coming. This is API data, but in the dashboard we have not fetched from API. So where it is coming from? It's coming from the store, a Redux store. When we have gone to the API and button click, you given the data to the store. That data only is coming in the dashboard here. That data. So Redux has taken from the React taken from the API. Now Redux is able to give to the all the component. So the feature of Redux is this only. When you go from one component to other component, suppose I go to the book, user, and anywhere, if I come to dashboard, I can see the data remains there. Redux is designed in such a where if you are changing the component from one component to other component, your application will not lose the data. So fundamental. Coming, please check once. Okay. Now let me go ahead to the user page and add some user again here. Alex, Mano, Niraj is coming here. Ganesh is coming here. If I go to the dashboard, user will also come as well as API data will also come. Now what is not there? This one is not there, book data. I'll go to the book file. Let me add here some JavaScript price 1022. Save it. Node.js 2000 something 3. Save it. MySQL 5000 7. Save it. So 3 books we got. This is going to store. 4 users we got going to store. We have some API. Let me click again. Gone to store. When I go to dashboard, I should see there all the data. User, books, as well as API. Right? This is the feature of your Redux. When you change the component, when you go from one component to other component, your component will not lose the data. In that case, you have to store in database. You have to store in server, but server concept is not here. What is the concept where we are storing? We are giving to another library of JavaScript that is called your Redux, where your content will be stored and go to any component and import there. It will give you the list of data. Right, so hope is coming. Let me share the SRC folder. If you have any error, you can use this file. In SRC, you have everything, dashboard and all. So whichever the file is required, please take that file. Okay, file created. Folder you have already Ajax folder. Create one file. Ajax.css. Not sign. Ajax.css one file. One file index.html. Then one more file ajax.js. 3 file you create. Ajax.css, ajax.js, and one file called index.html. One HTML file, one CSS file, one JS file. Hello. How are you? Okay, so files are ready. Now in your API folder, look into API folder. You have some static pages. Static page was there, no? About, then gallery, then home, then which one? Service, correct? This all was static pages. Photo was there. So this photo plus this pages you copy. Photo plus static pages you copy from here and paste into which file, which folder? Paste here in. Okay, then added. So about file, gallery file, home file, service file plus photos we kept here in the Ajax folder. This pages was there already in the previous folder. So from there we copied and we pasted here. Hmm. Okay, then come to Ajax again folder. Now inside this we have one file. Okay, in the previous inside that API folder, in API folder you have one CSS file also. API.css. That code we can paste under the user ajax.css. Code of API.css paste under the ajax.css. Paste under the ajax.css. So hope we are doing the copy. Copy from where? Now come to the index.html file again. Inside this we can call the head, and under head we can call the that link rel style set which rel equal to hrel equal to ajax.css file. Next you import the script src src ajax.css file. Okay, done. Now let's go for the body and create some ULLI like previous page. Some static page we can add like home. Next will be called what file we have, about we have, some we have called gallery, we have called service, something and something. Right here call about us. Next right call gallery, gallery. Next right our services. Next call okay JSON parse, JSON parse example one more example JSON parse example. Okay, added. Now run this file. See how it is. Navigation should appear. Something like this. We can increase little font size of li under the ajax.css file. In ajax.css file, increase the font size of li. In li, whichever the text we have, we can increase the font size of. Now, where we need to go? UL of li, UL of li, and font size 22 px will be okay. Text will come little big font size, something like this. So this is a design related structure. You can create one footer also here that will come in the last. So write one CSS for footer as well. Footer. For footer, we can write height of the footer 120 px. Padding of the footer some 20-30 pixel. Background of the footer should be as a this color, blue color. Blue color. Then font icon. Not font, we can write for text align. Should come in the center. Center. Color should be white color. Okay, so height, padding, background, text align, as well as color. Next, padding we added, height we added. Okay. Add remaining width 100%, 100%, and position should be fixed, and bottom 0 px. So we are making position fixed in the bottom. So there, if we have less content, more content, footer will be always in the last. Okay. Footer we need to add now under the index.html file. So after this URL, you need to have a section tag with the ID equal to which ID? This ID you can use. API data you have used with 80% and all. You can use ID equal to API data. And next you can write the footer. In footer we can write Ajax a synchronous JavaScript and XML. Asynchronous JavaScript and XML is the full form. This will help you to get the data from the backend without reloading the page. Page will not reload, but data will come. Check now where is the footer? Footer should be in the last, something like this. So header footer will be fixed, content will change under the middle block. Let me know in chat, design wise looking similar or something else. Okay, design wise, now we need to write the functions. Let's go under the ajax.js file. On click here, first in li we can add. On click equal to call the file call which one? Get home. Get home we can call. Get home get about, get gallery, get service, get about, get gallery, next get service, next on click equal to JSON1, and here on click equal to JSON1 and JSON2. Okay, created. This all function we need to write here. Now on load call this function, get home. On load call the get home. Okay, so get home function we need to write under the ajax.js file function get home, create a variable m is equal to not variable let m is equal to h1 h1 welcome home, load the h1. Now you will call here call print data function. It is not any predefined function for print data. We have to write our own. And in print data, send the MSG. Whatever the content you want to print, you give to the print data. Print data function will be like this. Function print data. It will receive as a input. It will receive as a input. It will receive not input, receive as a data variable, and that data variable will get assigned to document dot get element by ID, which ID API data dot inner HTML equal to what again? So print data you have written one time, you will keep calling every time. Whenever you want to print something, call the print data. Print data will take your value and display in the browser. Document dot get element by ID, we don't have to write again and again. We wrote one place. Now using the same function, you will keep printing the content of all the functions, since we have to write 4 5 functions. Anything, button click or page load. On page load, it will show you welcome home. On page load, it will show the welcome home. On page load, it will show the welcome home. Check once. Okay. Now in CSS file, one line of CSS we can write for H1 tab. H1 is losing their image. Change the color to red and increase the font icon size 70 pixels and text align as a this one, call as a center. So which one will come? Big font size, something like this. Now next matter is of this click. On click, the content should get changed. And this content should come from that file. Those files are here now. From there, this content has to come. So CSS is ready. Next is called Ajax part we have to work into Ajax.js file. Okay. Next in Ajax.js file, we will delete these 2 lines. So function is working and you have done the testing part. Welcome message printed or not. If now welcome home message is printed, come to the internet and search one line called PHP Ajax sample code. Search PHP Ajax sample code. PHP Ajax sample code. PHP Ajax sample code, enter. PHP Ajax sample code. W3 will be the first link. PHP Ajax database, click on that. This link will open. In this link, it says like, these all are the list of users. These all are the list of users. But from these users, names are listed here. Names are listed here. Whichever the name you select from here, their details will appear here. Your page will be remain same. It will not reload at all. So select the Peter. Okay, you will see without reloading, the content got changed. Select next one. Select next one. Next one. Right? So it's getting changed. So whichever the person we select, their information is listed below, and page is completely constant. Page is not reload at all. Okay? We want similar thing when we click here, how page function was working. Same way Ajax will also do. It will bring the data from other file and display here without reloading the page. So now come down, look at here. One function is there. That function is called show user. Some condition is applied if, and something is under the else. We require the else content. Select the content of else part. Select the content of else part. Okay, select the content of else part. Next, after this, come to our get home function and paste here. We'll understand the meaning of each line. Okay, paste that code here. Pasted. Now on home click, which function you want, which file you want to read. Home.html. We need to modify this line. This line. Get, using get method, call the home.html from the current folder. Call the home.html from the current folder. Okay. Now from home.html, whichever the content will come, it will come in this variable. Response text. This response text, you can alert first. Alert the response text. Alert the response text. This dot response text, let it alert once.
They don't have HTML is coming. Home HTML. Home HTML code is coming on the alert.
No. Home.html, everything will come as a alert. Home.html, everything will come as a alert. It is something like this. All the content of home. Instead of putting the alert, now call the print data function. Print data will take this all Go to data, from data assigned to API data using inner HTML. On page load, complete content will come from that file. That is called home.html and display under the index.html. Getting the data from which file? Home file. So what work was happening through the map function, same work will happen through this also, called as Ajax. But some small differences are there. Oh, this is navigation was fixed navigation. This one, footer. Now what to do? In the CSS from the footer, position fixed, I think I have to remove. Then let me see. Okay. Okay, so from the CSS, first content appear, then footer was making some disturbance here. So what I did, I removed the position. Position and fixed was there. No? Position fixed, top something, that portion I removed. We can add here top, maybe 50 px. So from top there will be a gap of 50 pixels. Footer gone to the last. Footer should come in the last. And that's a little gap from the top. Okay, next work is about. Something came. Your this is not loading. Which one? Ajax is not calling. That is the problem. If Ajax will come, call it will happen. On anywhere you Ajax what you call on load. Get home. Where is the get home? This function you have written. This function you wrote get home. Where is that function? Yes, in Ajax data. Now you have not completed the code. Now how it will print? Can you see here? We are calling here print data.
Remove this.
I have to modify that line. Print data. This dot response text. This one, text. T will be capital. Photos are there. Photo is not there in home file. You have photo in this folder. Where is that? What is the extension of that photos? Then I run this home file directly. Written ABCD also is it? Yes. Okay, now come down, write the next function. Get home is working. You need to write another one. Call it a get about. In ajax.js file, function get about. Function get about. Okay, function get about. Now after that, in get about also the similar code will come. In get about also same code will come. What we have under the get home. Similar code will come in get about, but file name will be different. Instead of home, it will be another one. I think about you have just change the file name. Then button click. As we click on button, the content will get changed. File will come from, data will come from different files. Data will come from different files. Okay, happening home and about. Home click, home will come. About click, about will come. But you can see the misbehavior of this footer. It's coming up. It should be in the last. When content was more, it was in the last. When content is there.
Position fixed, it remains there only, sir.
Okay. Footer let it be have like that. We will do some other thing. About is loaded. Everything copy paste, change the file name. Okay, now before doing that, let's modify a little. Here you have written an ID called API data. API data we have. In API data, if you give the mean height, minimum height, if you give in API data, suppose 500 px. So what will happen here? API data will keep always 500. Footer will be after that. Okay. If API data need more height, it can take, but minimum will be 500. Footer will not be up down now. Footer will be at least after 500. Mean height. Give mean height. Minimum height 500 for API data. So before footer, someone will occupy minimum height 500. So you will not feel the footer is moving up and coming down. This last home is also okay. About is also okay. The content is changing. Now same way you can do gallery and service. Okay, same way function copy paste for gallery as well as service. Same way you do for the gallery and service. This get about function will be copy. Okay.
నేను ఫంక్షన్ అర్థం చేసుకోవడం ట్రై చేస్తాను హెచ్టీ రిక్వెస్ట్ చేంజ్ చేయడం హెచ్టీ రిక్వెస్ట్ ఇచ్చి మనం చేస్తాం
Next work is this one. JSON related. I will explain you this line by line. Let me complete that. What are the function I have written? Get gallery, get service. File name is gallery.html. Function get service. The same code, how many times you have written? Same code we wrote many times. We have learned something function with parameter. Remember, you have written one print data function. You are using how many times? Many times. You wrote one time and you are using many times. This code is getting repeat everywhere, and difference is of only this much. Call as a file name. So we can also write one function, and we can make based on parameter. Right? We can make function with parameter, and based on click, we need to pass the file name, and the function will work. Come to HTML first. One to many we can do. We are calling which function? Get home, right? Get home. Let's replace that get file. Everywhere put the same function get file, get file. Get file is not anything predefined function. It is as a user defined function. This 5 places. Last two let it be JSON1, JSON2, because those will be dynamic function. It has to be in different way. This first 4 you are calling a static file. Everywhere structure is same. So instead of writing duplicate code, we can make little unique. Okay, get file we called. No. In onload, your file name is called home.html. Pass as a parameter. In get file function, pass the file name, which file you want to read. Here and here, both the places we want to read home.html file. Get home function, file name is home.html. Get file function, file name is called about.html. Get file is the function, file name will be gallery.html. Get file will be the function, file name will be service.html. Now function is only one, but the parameters are different. One function parameter is different.
We are going to write get file function, and inside the parameters we add this.
Okay. Right. So written all the places. Function name. Now we'll go to the ajax.js file. And in ajax.js file, get home function change to get file. Get file. Receive the file name here. File name. Alert also you can do. So that will come to know, okay, what is happening here. Okay, alert also you do as a file name is a variable, should not be in double quote. Get file, file name. Below all function you can delete now. Get about, get service, get contract, here, there, what we have written, we can delete all function. You don't need any other function. Only one function is required, that is called get file. Okay, get file. So get file function is modified. File name. Now see here. In the last, you see which file you are calling? Home.html. Home.html was a string, so you kept in double quote. Now file name is a variable, should not be inside the double quote. Just after comma write as a file name. File name will get the different name of the file as per the user click. And whichever the name will come, this Ajax will read from there and display inside the page. That becomes a write once and use many times. Write once and use many times. Check now first. Happening, working. Now alert is your task to remove or keep. Alert is for the understanding purpose. Okay, if you keep, if you want to delete, you can delete. So it's like this. Home will come. About will come. Gallery will come. Service will come. You can comment this alert line. Your code will become smooth. As you click, data will come. So function with parameter is the right solution, or function without parameter? Function with parameter. If you have 200 pages, then we have to copy paste 200 times. If you write with parameter, then one function will do everything. Where you send, the sender is called as a argument. Receiver will call as a parameter. No. Arguments dot length. Okay, arguments dot length. Wait here. That word is always confusion. Okay, see what is called. Look there, no. When I move the mouse here, is called a parameter. Okay, right. So where we are receiving, that becomes a parameter. Where you are sending, that's called a argument. Okay, so you are sending from index file. You can see here. This becomes a. Okay, so this becomes an argument, and where you receive, here becomes a parameter. Sender, where we are sending, that place called a argument. Where you receive, that becomes a parameter. It was big confusion in college. Always we have to write wrong answer. Okay. Right, working for all. Something like this. Now come to the code and understand that what lines are written. Okay. What lines are written. So to understand that, cut this 2 line from the last. Cut this 2 line. it is working. It is not like it's not working. We can arrange in order so that we can understand properly. Cut the last two lines and paste after the first line. Paste after the first line. Paste here. This two line was in the last. I cut from bottom and pasted after the first line. Those two line was in the last. I cut from there and pasted in the beginning. Now also it will work. Okay. Working. Okay. Next, see what is that line? This line. This line. Okay. See, when I move my mouse here, it's like use XML request object to interact with server. Okay. Use XML HTTP request object to interact with the server. You can retrieve data from URL without having to do a full page refresh. You are not refreshing the complete page. Now, after that, this enable a web page to update just a part of the page without disturbing what the user is doing. Okay, so it says like when we click anywhere, entire page is not getting reload, only the part of the page is getting reload. Okay, so that is designed by this method. Which method? XML HTTP request. Now XML HTTP request is a name of a class. XML HTTP request is the name of a class, and at this line it is the creating the object of the class with the help of this keyword called as a name keyword. After creating the object of the class, inside this class multiple function will be there. So this line is creating the object of the class, means taking the permission from the class to access their function. After creating the object of the class, object name become this one, XML HTTP. It can be ABCD XYZ anything, just like the variable. Now under this XML HTTP variable, all the functions of this class will come. XML HTTP request, all the function will come to where? XML HTTP variable, object variable. Then it says XML HTTP dot open. So open function belong to here. From where? XML HTTP request. In open function, two parameter. One is called where to go, and first one how to go. Where to go and how to go. Like this is called path, and this is called method. Okay, means call the file, call file name, and how to call using get method. So from here, it is generating a URL. This line is creating an object, and this line is generating one URL based on get method. Okay. After generating the URL based on get method, using the send function, it is the sending the request to that URL. Which URL? That URL you have given. Okay. So now suppose you click on home. So file name will hold the home. Home will get requested using this method called a get method. Now in home file, when this URL will get ready based on get method, then using this send function, request will be sent to where? To the home.html files, saying like give me some data. Now home.html file, once it will get the request, or once the request will go to home.html file, what will be response from the home? H1, paragraph, img, this all content will be as a response. Those response will come from home.html file. Now question is, at a time, how many people are going to request the home.html file? We don't know. Right? When you go to the Facebook or Flipkart, you are the only one use at a time? No. How many people log in at the same time? Unlimited. Correct? When you phone pay, when you send a message to someone, you are the only one, you are scanning at the same time? No. Like you, lots of the user are scanning same time. So same time, it says like object is created, URL is generated, and request is sent. Below, look at here. XML HTTP dot on ready state change. On ready state change is another function. It will keep checking. It will not checking. This function will not check. This function, after sending the request, this function will keep calling itself very frequently. You can say in a second 2 times. Which function? On ready state change. After sending the request, on ready state will keep calling itself. For what purpose? To check 2 things. Number 1, this dot ready state equal to 4 means from user computer request is sent or not. And this dot status equal to 200, the server has received the request or not. From user computer request will go, then only server will receive, no? If the server will receive, how will come to know server has received your request? So this all work based on the number system. Server will have a code, number 404 you have seen on internet. That is called page not found. Okay, 200 means server has received your request and they acknowledged you, saying like, I receive your request, at any time I can send you the data. Okay, 300 means page is redirecting. 500 means server side has some error. Okay, like similar way, it says ready state 2, ready state 4 represent from user computer request is dispatched, request is sent. Another number says like this dot ready state is what? 200 means server has received the request and server has acknowledged 200. Okay, 200 when it will come? If the server will receive your request, as soon as the server will receive the request, immediately it will say how much? 200. Means client will come to know the server has received my request. Once the request gone from the user computer and server has received the request, then what will happen? Response will come from there. Response will come. Now let me show you how we set this one. Where is my node file? We'll keep there now. Keep on the table. Okay, so we'll go here to the where. I'll go to my backend. I'll go to my some file. I'll go to my node app. I'll go to some pages are there. Let me open 2-3 pages. Somewhere the number will be written. Can you see in this file? In the beginning, 200 is written. Look at here. Page 2. Not page 2, page 3, I guess. Page 3. When the request will come to this file, when the request will see what, how many? Whenever we call, anyone will call to this file, port on this number, 1111 port number, they have to send 2 things. One is called request, and after that, call is a response. Now, whenever you are sending any request, it will come under the first parameter and server will reply you under the second parameter. Look at below. What is saying? Response. RES is a short word. RES dot write ahead. How much? 200. Content type. Which one? Text hyphen JSON. Now look down below. This is the array. And there is a function called JSON.stringify written here array to JSON. And after that, request.write means request.send. We can write here send also. Request.send JSON data. Now look at in the beginning. This is one Node.js file. From the JavaScript, you will send a request to this file. Now suppose this file is available on network. Hundreds of the users are sending requests to this file for this list of city. Now suppose your request is under the queue. So till your request will be under the queue, you will not get this number as a response. Once, as soon as the server will receive your request, you can see in the beginning what is saying. In the beginning itself, it is saying like response.write means whoever have sent the request, inform to them what is the response code 200. That meaning I receive your request and I am going to send you the data in the form of this. Which one? JSON. Before sending the data. See, this line is when? Before sending the data. Now, from the React or from JavaScript or from jQuery, request will come to this file. As soon as the server will receive the request, immediately server will say 200. Means client, be ready. I capture your response. I'm processing it. And what will be the response you will receive? Response will come in the form of JSON. Your client will be ready, saying like server has informed me, saying like I'm sending your response. Right now, server, the client JavaScript will be waiting. As soon as the data will come, it will get captured here. Under which variable? Right? So this response text is nothing but the what we are sending from here. What we are sending from here? We are sending this data in the form of which one? JSON. Right? Okay. This data is going in the form of JSON. In JavaScript API, you have used two functions. One is called text, another one is called JSON. So if the server is giving the data in the form of JSON, there also you have to use again which function? JSON to convert into again array. Okay. If the server is giving the data in the form of this, you can see here what is writing? Text. So there in the JavaScript also we have to use as a text function. Right. So hope this line is clear for you. Which one? I'll explain you again. This is called a class. It's creating the object of the class to communicate from the server. Okay. After creating the object of the class, it is generating one URL. What is the path and what method we need to communicate? So path will come home.html, or it will come about.html, or it will come about.php, or it will come about.js, or it will come user list.json. It can be anything. So to this URL, here your file name came from somewhere else, and here you generated the URL. After generating the URL, you send the request. After sending the request, your JavaScript on ready state change function will keep executing continuous, saying like check from user computer request is sent or not. And means what? Both has to execute. From user computer request has to go. And after sending the request, check the second one. Status is 200 or not. If the request is not dispatched, don't check the status. First dispatch the request. If the request is dispatched, then check the status. If it is a 200, that meaning server has confirmed that server has received the request. At any moment, the response will come. And then capture it. Whenever it will come, it will capture here. And after that, go there and print it. This is the core line of which one? Call it Ajax. But it is based on this method. Call it a get method. It is always unsecure. Unsecure. Okay. When you send the data to server, receive from server, your data will be visible in the URL. Anyone can capture it. Okay. So that this method you will not use. Then you will ask what I will use. Then two options you have. If you are going to communicate within the server, then sometime you can use this method. Which method? Get method for unsecure data. But if you are going to communicate with the server with the secure data, then don't use the get method. Use called post method. But in this post method we don't have. Then what to do? Then ECMAScript 6 has given the method called fetch. Inside the fetch we saw yesterday, post. While posting also we are setting the headers and all, content type JSON and all, right? And we are converting from array to JSON, then we are posting to the backend, right? So within the server, when we want to communicate, in rare case, you can use this. Which one? Get Ajax method. But when you are communicating out of the server and secure mode, then this will not help you. Which one? Get will not help. Clean way understand the difference. Get method will help you to communicate only within the server. Fetch method will help you to communicate within the server as well as out of the server. Get method is fully unsecure. Post method is fully secure. Correct? To communicate within the server as well as to communicate out of the server. Okay. So everywhere, wherever you are going to use, you have to use called fetch method. You have to use the fetch method. While sending also, while okay. Now these two example I'll guide you tomorrow. This one called JSON parsing. Get the data from JSON file, and after that parse it, convert into array, Again, run the map function and generate some output and display inside the base. That will be the tomorrow task. Okay. Okay, thank you. See you tomorrow.